Another look at the immigration debate, the nation's agricultural industry on edge over the president's hard line against people working in the country illegally.
My initial reaction personally was one of awe. 130,000 years, that's a long time ago for humans to be here in North America.
A discovery by a San Diego freeway could rewrite history as we know it. The bones shaping a new chapter for humans.
The tents behind me are a symbol of San Diego's growing homeless problem. Tonight, we talk to one advocate who says the city is treating it like a crime. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. San Diego city officials spent the morning cleaning up an oversized homeless camp in Mission Valley. KPBS reporter Eric Anderson says the camp was tucked just out of public view.
This hedge behind the Home Depot building marks the end of the parking lot, but just on the other side is where you find that homeless encampment.
The habitat down there is being destroyed. It just is. I mean, if you look, there's piles and piles of garbage right up to the water's edge. There's no plumbing down there, so we know what happens there. It's a disaster, and we've already seen in other cities in the state where Fish and Wildlife is suing those cities for not taking care of the water quality control issues along the river, and this is all part of that problem that we have to deal with.
Dozens of people were living there. A trail connected small makeshift shelters and tents. Some structures were quite elaborate. All of the material used to build the makeshift homes had to be removed. Organizers estimate they pulled out some 50 tons of trash.
Come on through, sit right up on the right side. Beautiful, thank you.
There was so much material down there that parts of the land looked more like a garbage dump than anything else. In one area, bike frames were heaped on each other. They had been stripped for parts and salvaged. Pulling everything out is hard work for the San Diego River Park Foundation volunteers.
Sorry guys, I need to come up through there.
Foundation Executive Director Rob Hutzel welcomed the cleanup. He understands the situation, but he is not pleased.
This is a state of California ecological reserve. It's an area that's been set aside for wildlife. Think about that. And if we can't care for that area, that part of nature, where it's supposed to be an area protected for wildlife, we've got a tough job for the rest of the river.
Sorry, bags. Yeah, okay.
And while the garbage is a concern, it is also right next to the San Diego River, and that could create problems not only here, but downstream. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
In downtown San Diego, homelessness is swelling, and some of the 1,300 people sleeping in tents on city sidewalks are finding themselves on the wrong side of the law. And KPBS reporter Susan Murphy is downtown with part one of a series. Susan?
I'm in the heart of the homeless crisis here on 17th Street in the East Village. You can see behind me the dozens of tents and makeshift shelters that line this street. These have become symbols of downtown's soaring homeless problem. Tonight, we introduce you to an advocate who says the city is treating some of these folks like criminals. Police with ticket books in hand descend just after sunrise on a row of tents and tarps sprawled out at the edge of downtown. The 6:30 wake-up call is no surprise to the dozen homeless people hunkered against the green construction fence on National Avenue and 16th Street. They've been forced out of their ragged shelters on surrounding streets several times before.
It makes me feel like we're pieces of cattle.
Very stressful, extremely stressful.
Luell Brooks, Amber Logan, and the others knew they were supposed to pack up and move off the cracked and dirty sidewalk a half hour ago. The city only allows people to sleep in public spaces from 9 at night to 6 in the morning. Now they face more citations, stay-away orders, even arrests.
And you'll see a process. Somebody gets arrested, The property is impounded. Oftentimes they're in jail for 3 days.
Advocate Michael McConnell stands across the street on this recent Wednesday with his video camera documenting the police activity.
I've seen where this is a failed effort over and over in cities across the country, and I hate to see us go down that same failed path.
The East Village resident and small business owner says he doesn't blame police for the weary cycle that he calls criminalizing the homeless.
We're filling up our county jail beds, using our county jail as an emergency shelter for people.
His finger is pointed at city leaders making the policy decisions. Still, the police seem unenthused at his recurring presence. They warn him to keep his distance.
So they target me because simply I'm documenting what the city is doing to target people who are experiencing homelessness.
McConnell has lived in San Diego for 20 years. He collects and analyzes data on homeless people in search for ways to help them. He also travels the country to see what's working in other cities and serves on multiple homeless advisory committees, all unpaid roles. He knows nearly everybody on these streets by name, and they know him.
The emotional toll is great sometimes. And I see some horrific stories. I see how people are being dehumanized.
He posts his video footage and commentary on his Facebook page to show his 22,000 followers what he thinks works and what doesn't in solving homelessness.
And building up a story, a narrative of what's going on, what's unwinding on the streets, this battle between the city and people experiencing the crisis of homelessness.
People like Lowell Brooks, who moved to San Diego from Florida 4 years ago. On this day, she got a warning, but she says she was recently in jail for 3 days on charges of encroachment, blocking the sidewalk with her tent.
To me, homelessness shouldn't be a crime. And you sent me to jail because I'm homeless?
Amber Logan, a San Diego native, has a similar story, jailed for encroachment and illegal lodging. When Logan got out of jail 2 weeks ago, she says she was left with a stay-away order that includes places she relies on for food and services.
Which involves St. Vincent, Neilgood, the library, the trolley station, my job.
McConnell says the aggressive enforcement is uncompassionate and a waste of money, time, and resources that could instead be used toward homeless services and housing.
This is going on every day on the streets of San Diego, and this is somehow meant to help with this issue, and it's just not.
The issue is a staggering number of homeless, nearly 1,300 people living on the streets of downtown, and the city's struggle to manage the needy population. Permanent supportive housing to accommodate them is nearly non-existent, and many homeless people are choosing not to stay in shelters because of the strict rules. So this desperate population, many with dazed eyes and overstuffed carts, have pitched tents and handmade structures that consume entire city blocks. Their trash and hordes of belongings spill out onto the streets.
The population down here has kept growing, and their enforcement has gotten more aggressive.
McConnell says when police clear a section of street, it just pushes people to a different street.
It's moving people literally block by block by block.
Take, for instance, a section of 17th Street near Imperial. It was cleared of people and their tents last week.
They've pushed people from the sidewalk literally into the street now.
Stephen Hauser had his tent set there. Now he has moved down the block. He's hoping to avoid more time in jail.
I've been twice. Once for encroachment and the other one for not leaving the area where I was supposed to leave.
City leaders have vowed to tackle the homeless crisis this year. McConnell hopes the plans include policy changes to police procedures so the city's poorest residents can be treated with dignity and respect.
I'm going to stay on the beat because I'm going to beat the drum, and I'm just going to try to educate as many people as I can about what not to do and what to do.
Congress and Capitol Hill abundance are combing through an ambitious tax reform plan from the White House today. The president wants to simplify the personal tax code by cutting rates and eliminating deductions by more affluent Americans. White House economic advisor Gary Cohn says today's plan would cut the top income tax rate to 35% and also reduce the number of personal income tax brackets.
This isn't going to be easy. Doing big things never is. We will be attacked from the left and we'll be attacked from the right. But one thing is certain. I would never, ever bet against this president. He will get this done for the American people.
House Republican leaders say the president's plan will serve as a critical guidepost. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says he wants to see tax reform legislation pass this year. A University of California study estimates as much as 70% of farm workers are living in the U.S. illegally. Now that President Trump's administration is making good on a promise to crack down on illegal immigration, farmers around the U.S. are worried about losing the labor they've long depended on. AP reporter Krista Fourier has the story.
No grapes yet on these vineyards, but a couple of workers get the fields ready at this Oregon winery.
The kind of grapes that we grow here in the Willamette Valley are not just your everyday table varieties. We're making a luxury product here. That's what the Oregon wine industry is based on, and it requires not mechanization.
But now, as President Donald Trump's stricter immigration policy unfolds, farmers here are getting worried they won't have the manual labor needed during harvest season. Fears amplified after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents arrested 11 farm workers in Woodburn, Oregon in February. 4 of them now face possible deportation, sending chills through the immigrant community in the area and across the country.
The first thing I do in the morning is, as a Mexican, I sign the cross in the name of God. The fear is like a barrier I have to overcome because I have rent and bills waiting. So I have to go to look for work to have a place for my children and I.
Farmers are telling workers to be careful.
They are very concerned, and they all advise us that stay away, don't go out, don't get drunk, don't do nothing illegal, because they need us to, and they worry too.
U.S. agriculture relies heavily on human labor. A survey by the U.S. Department of Agriculture found that immigrants working in the country illegally make up 67% of farm workers in fruits and nut farms, 61% in vegetables, and 35% in nurseries.
Truth of the matter is that a lot of families are mixed. And so that means that you may have a fully documented nursery worker, but maybe their wife or maybe their parents are undocumented. So when these enforcement actions come about, anytime that you're driving from Woodburn to Portland, you're living in fear.
The nation's agricultural industry bracing for a human and economic toll in the wake of an immigration crackdown. Krista Fourier, Associated Press.
There are reports changes may be on the way for the U.S. and the North American Free Trade Agreement. The New York Times reports the White House is considering a draft executive order to withdraw from NAFTA. Marketplace host Kai Rizdal takes a look at the history of the agreement, including the president who gave it a big boost.
Former President Bill Clinton often gets the credit or the blame, depending on your point of view, for the North American Free Trade Agreement.
He doesn't get enough negative credit for what he did with NAFTA. NAFTA is a disaster.
But the story of NAFTA is a little more complicated than that. The idea actually comes from this guy. In 1979, as he announced his candidacy, Reagan proposed a North American Accord.
A North American Accord would permit achievement of that potential in each country beyond that which I believe any of us, strong as we are, could accomplish in the presence or the absence, I should say, of such cooperation.
Fast forward to 1992, and this is what I always think about. Ross Perot, during the presidential debates between him and Bill Clinton and then President George H.W. Bush, saying this.
There will be a giant sucking sound going south. So if the people send me to Washington, the first thing I'll do is study that 2,000-page agreement and make sure it's a two-way street.
Clinton, of course, winds up winning that election. But before Bush leaves office, he signs the NAFTA agreements. The leaders of Canada and Mexico do the same. That doesn't make it law. It's pretty much those countries just saying, yep, we like the terms of this deal. That signed agreement was then ratified by each country and became law on December 8th, 1993, when Bill Clinton signed it.
NAFTA will tear down trade barriers between our three nations. It will create the world's largest trade zone and create 200,000 jobs in this country by 1995 alone.
And it did. Trade today between the three countries exceeds $1.1 trillion. But people did lose jobs. Some of them went to the southern part of the United States. Others went to Mexico, two places where labor is generally cheaper. That left a lot of people in the middle of this country, manufacturing's traditional base, high and dry. Which is why when he was campaigning back in 2008, Then Senator Barack Obama said he would talk to Mexico and Canada about amending NAFTA.
I would immediately call the President of Mexico, the President of Canada, to try to amend NAFTA. It should reflect the basic principle that our trade agreements should not just be good for Wall Street, it should also be good for Main Street.
Under the Trump administration, the future of NAFTA is at best up in the air.
We're going to start some negotiations having to do with NAFTA. Anybody ever hear of NAFTA?
So there you have it, a brief history of NAFTA.
As we approach the end of the president's first 100 days in office, we continue to track any new executive orders and his White House priorities on air and online at kpbs.org. The San Diego Unified School Board pulled back the throttle on a plan to send 200 pink slips to library workers and other classified employees Tuesday. KPBS education reporter Megan Burks says the district will go back to the bargaining table between now and May 11th to look for other places to trim the budget.
The board voted 4-1 against sending the layoff notices after listening to dozens of library workers, mental health clinicians, maintenance staff, and bus drivers talk about the work they do to serve students. Board President Richard Barrera put forward the motion to give both parties more time to negotiate.
If we can't pull ourselves together as adults to find solutions to protect our kids, there's a world out there that we are leaving our kids vulnerable to, and we saw a little bit of that tonight.
Now, Barrera was referring there to disruptions earlier in the night from opponents of the district's anti-Islamophobia training and its support for a boycott of companies that would work on the president's border wall. Megan Burks, KPBS News.
About 1,000 nurses rallied at the state capitol today in support of a bill that would create a universal health care system in California. The proposal would eliminate insurance companies and guaranteed coverage for everyone, even those in the country illegally. It's considered a long shot, but Democratic lawmakers are hoping the time is right.
Accidents happen. Things happen. You need to see a doctor. You need to see a nurse. You need to have a provider that's going to take care of you. And you need to make sure that it's not going to take all of your resources and you end up homeless. That happens in this country, and it's wrong.
The bill had its first hearing in the Senate Health Committee this afternoon. It's starting to feel a lot like summer in San Diego. Erin Calandra has tonight's forecast.
Well, it was a gorgeous day out there today, and we have more of that ahead of us. Starting off with our radar right now, we do see just a few clouds passing through, mostly through the mountains. And those clouds, well, they can continue not just through tonight, but also into the morning hours. So keep that in mind, maybe for your commute. It's going to be a bit cloudy out there. 61 degrees for our overnight low. Looking across the region, pretty similar. Borrego Springs, 65 degrees. Mount Laguna, chillier, 49. Ramona, 49 as well. Alpine, 51. Poway, 56. And Oceanside, 54 degrees for your overnight lows. We've been talking about this high pressure system here for a couple of days. Well, it is going to move inland, which means we're going to see nicer weather for the weekend. More sunshine, a comfortable temperature for us, and also less wind in the deserts. So we see that in our 5-day forecast. For Friday, 77 degrees on the coast, lots of sunshine. But look at your Saturday, 84 degrees, lots of sunshine. And that continues on for our Sunday, 82 degrees with lots of sun. So a great weekend to get out to the beach or maybe do something outdoors that you've been hoping to do for a while. Now on Friday in the inland, it's going to be 82 degrees with sunshine. By Saturday, it warms up to 88. Sunday, 87 degrees. And by Monday, it cools down just a bit to 83 degrees with, of course, lots of sunshine. The mountains a bit cooler if you don't like the heat. Well, maybe you can escape to the mountains. Friday, 64 degrees. Saturday, 63 degrees. By Sunday, it warms up a bit to 68 degrees. And by Monday, we're back in the 70s with lots of sunshine across the board. And in the desert, well, it's hot. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Put on the sunblock. On Friday, 89 degrees. A bit cooler Saturday, 88. But look at Sunday. It rebounds right back to the 90s. 92 degrees with sunshine. And on Monday, even warmer, 95 degrees with plenty of sun. For KPBS News, I'm Erin Calandra.
San Diego city workers and volunteers are visiting businesses along El Cajon Boulevard today to find out how the city can better serve them. It's the city's 6th business walk, and the neighborhoods affected today will include North Park, Normal Heights, Kensington Talmadge, and City Heights. The goal is to make business owners aware of the resources available to them.
There are small business loans available. We have storefront improvement program funds. We have assistance with getting permits. That's all available to our local business community. And we just want to make sure that they know that those resources are available. We can install bike racks in front of businesses, and they're free.
Upcoming business walks will be conducted in East Village and the Marina District. Did you know you can browse water quality reports for the city of San Diego or look up how much money a parking meter has made? All of this information is on the city's open data website, which launched just under a year ago. KPBS reporter Claire Tragesser has an update on its progress.
Say a new business opens near your home and you want to see its license. Or perhaps you're curious about where police stopped cars in the past year. All of this can be found on Data SD, the city's open data website.
We launched the original one in July of last year.
Since then, Almas Udris and his team at the city's Performance and Analytics Department have published 46 data sets and seen more than 100,000 data downloads.
Typically, governments have a hard time attracting innovative technologists into public service. And so a lot of governments don't have the kind of expertise to be able to design and host their own portal. What we are today is the first city that we know of in the country to design and host our own open data portal.
That means they no longer hire outside help to run the website, saving the city about $60,000 a year. Running the website in-house has also allowed Udris's team to add new features, such as a search box on the homepage. He says the website is also measurably faster now.
We actually have more control and are able to update it more rapidly, more frequently.
Udris also says he hopes the city will add 10 to 20 new data sets in the next 6 months, which is a portion of the nearly 2,000 total data sets available. Claire Tragesser, KPBS News.
Coming up tonight on PBS NewsHour, a wall between Mexico and the U.S. would mean more security and surveillance. Experts warn that could put endangered wildlife at risk.
Every time I'm out here, though, I interact with a Border Patrol agent, or I see the signs of militarization. I see tanks. I see heavily armed men. I see vehicle tracks 2 or 3 miles into a wilderness area that I know shouldn't be there.
Plus, a film about the brutal civil war in Syria and the rise of the Islamic State. That's tonight on PBS NewsHour, starting at 7, right here on KPBS. Scientists say fossils discovered near a San Diego freeway could rewrite the history of humans in North America. KPBS science reporter David Wagner has a story.
I will put this one up there first.
These bones were first unearthed in 1992 at a construction site along the 54 freeway.
This is the physical remains of an animal that lived in our region.
They belonged to a mastodon that lived here 130,000 years ago.
And if we listen carefully, right, it's telling us a story.
But scientists say what's truly remarkable about these bones is the evidence that they were broken apart for food and tools by early humans.
It's essentially a new chapter on our understanding of the dispersal history of humans from cradle of human evolution in Africa into Eurasia and then eventually into the New World.
San Diego Natural History Museum paleontologist Tom Demaray is co-author of a new paper that makes an explosive claim. Early humans lived in present-day San Diego more than 100,000 years ago. That's a huge leap from the current scientific consensus dating human settlement in North America back about 15,000 years.
It's a very, very big, bold statement, and I think that we have really compelling evidence from a variety of different areas of this site that really support that hypothesis.
If confirmed by further research, the study would show early humans living in this part of the world alongside mammoths, camels, and giant ground sloths.
That's interesting in and of itself.
Desmarais says the fossils raise as many questions as answers.
My initial reaction personally was one of awe, that 130,000 years, that's a long time ago for humans to be here in North America. And then it raised interesting questions about, again, who these people were and how they got here and how long did they stay.
No human remains dating that far back have been found in San Diego or anywhere else in North America, leaving many questions open to further research. David Wagner, KPBS News.
A new scientific development could give the most fragile newborns a fighting chance. Researchers in Philadelphia are creating an artificial womb to improve care for extremely premature babies. This first-of-its-kind incubator is filled with fluid and has a mechanical placenta that keeps the blood oxygenated. The hope is to use this device to help the earliest preemies who often don't respond well to current hospital technology.
They have to be put on ventilators in incubators at a time when their lungs really are not ready to breathe air yet.
The research team says the premature lambs have been apparently growing normally inside the system for 3 to 4 weeks. Human testing is still up to 5 years away. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.